So, all right, real quick here. Thanks, guys, for y'all making a little bit of time for me here. I know I was just trying to pick a weird time because I know a lot of y'all got to get to church and stuff like that, but I thought maybe Wednesday I could catch more folks.
This is a non-scoring round at 15 meters.
So, I can tell what's going on there. But so again, this is going to be a real short meeting because I know y'all got stuff y'all got to get to and everything with all of it's going on. But I wanted to visit real quick, sort of catch y'all up to speed and everything. Thanks for what y'all been through this last year. I know it has been tough, and y'all have really y'all have been through it. So hopefully we're getting back to normal. That's what, fingers crossed. That's where we're moving forward. So y'all know I was planning on us all coming in, having a real coaches meeting again, because I like having all y'all up in Central Arkansas, have some real good professional development for you, feed you lunch, and us have a meeting and stuff like that so we can all visit. But my bosses would not go for it right now with the way everything sort of flared back up. It's calmed down now, and I think I might could have pulled it off, but getting a substitute's almost impossible, I know. So we're going to do it this way. Now, next year, fingers crossed, I'll have everybody down in Little Rock. We'll be able to have a good professional development day and do some good training. But questions, if you have any questions, I've got everybody muted because I know y'all got stuff going on. If you would type, of course, Leah, she's on another iPad. She's going to be trying to answer any questions y'all might have that I don't hit. And anything we don't get, I promise you we'll answer it at the end of the little meeting here, okay? So I am recording this. That way, if some of your other coaches, I know some of you, the head coach is sitting in, all the assistant coaches couldn't make it, whatever. So it will be recorded. We'll get it up on the Game and Fish YouTube channel for you so that they can go and see it and hear what we was all talking about. So first thing, I know the biggest question on everybody's mind is regional tournaments. We are moving forward with in-person. So as long as nothing crazy happens, we will have regional tournaments. Now, it's February 12th is the date. Again, the second February, Saturday in February. And hopefully we won't, and I'll get to it in a minute, a little bit, the inclement weather, you know, with the snow we had last year. Hopefully we're past that. We've had our one good snowfall for the next 10 years, so we'll be good. But we're looking at in person. We want to go back to that, of course. The virtual, guys, just like this meeting, y'all know how I feel about virtual. It never takes the same place as an in-person deal. So what we're going to have, though, is places to host. So I've got several that have already been talking to me about it. And some of y'all that are on here, we've got to have the different schools to step up and host the regionals. That way we can have them. Because if we don't have the spots, then again, we'll have to go back to the virtual because that'll be, my hands will be tied and that'll be all I can do. So hopefully we'll have at least 10 to 12 schools put in to host. That way we can have the in-person regionals around and we'll worry about getting all the equipment back out. So that brings us up to our next question is numbers. Guys, with last year, of course, our numbers took a big hit. We went to about half of what we were before. And we have went on and we've added a lot of schools this last year, and I'm hoping that a lot of the other ones come back as well. So I don't know what to plan for. I have no idea. So right now we're just going to move forward with where we were. Now, with that being said, if we don't have enough 412 regionals, we may scale it back. That way it keeps it good. You know, that way we keep a good quality product out there instead of having one region that only has like 2 schools in it just for the sake of having another region. So that's sort of where we're at with it. Like I said, hopefully we'll have an abundance of schools because the ones I've been talking to are pretty excited to get back to hosting stuff and having events back at their thing. Now, the inclement weather, because y'all know last year, I know with virtual, we never liked virtual, but really I caught a break because I don't know how I would have pulled off the state tournament with the snow that we had, because we literally had schools, as y'all seen, shooting up until state tournament time just because they couldn't get back in school. So we have developed an inclement weather policy that's going to have a certain number of days after you get back that you have to shoot if you have to shoot virtual, because to try to make a concession and keep it the same across the state. That way, because I know with this quick 2-week turnaround, some schools, especially up north, sometimes y'all don't get open back up for 5 to 6 days. You know, it may be into the next week before you get back in school. So we kept that in mind. And we're going to have that coming out here in the next little deal. I'll get it all out to everybody exactly what the date's going to be. You know, it's 5 days or 6 days. We've been arguing back and forth with the committee because, of course, I always want to side a little as long as I can and hold out just because I know what y'all are up against. But then too, my bosses, they're always wanting to, let's keep it short and get it over with so we can get on to the state. So we'll get the exact number of days out, but we do have an inclement policy that we will have an effect for this year if we have that snow come up like we did last time. So the next one too is the homeschool rule, because with the virtual tournaments, I know that it probably didn't affect a lot of you, but I know a couple I've seen on here that it did. That, let me hit this right here. Some of it got in a little bit there. They're all getting in with us now. But the one thing that with that homeschool rule, I know that I got a couple of them, and I've seen a couple that was on here. We're staying just like we were. We're not going to go with ANASP where they said that the counties have to be all the homeschool kids have to be in one county, because that just doesn't work in the state of Arkansas. We have kids that go across, and I mean, for instance, a perfect example is Saline County, where you got county lines running right down through the middle of neighborhoods, and we just can't do that. And I made the argument to them that it didn't work. I think last year we got everybody through with no problem. So that's again how we're going to just stick like we were. We're not going to change it up. And also that sort of gets us on the regionals. Like I said, the big deal is we're going back to in person. We just got to have the school step up to host. Like I said, I've got equipment ordered. I ordered 200 targets yesterday, so that I've got the stuff coming in. So we will have everything in place to be able to go with it. Now, that brings us up to state tournament. We will have exactly the same as we had in the past state tournament. We're going to go with, it's going to be the March 4th and 5th, which will be the first weekend in March. And that'll be back at Hot Springs at the Bank of the Ozarks Convention Center and Arena now. I always get that mix. I still want to say Summit every time. It was that for so many years. But we'll be back there. We're going to do on the Friday, elementary and middle school again, just like we had. And then it'll be the 16 limit again. We'll still have to go back to the 16 for the state just because of space. The convention center didn't grow, unfortunately, while we were closed. But it'll be the top 2 teams out of each region. And then we're going to take the next 12 from across the state high scores. That way we make sure we don't have somebody sitting at the house that shot a 3,000 and somebody there that shot a 2,000. So that way we keep it as fair as we can. And plus 2, we have the best teams there to compete. So the extra events, so far my bosses haven't said no on anything. So I'm planning on going just like we did with the 3D tournament, the ping pong shoot, all of that stuff over there, just like it was. And hopefully, like I said, fingers crossed, everything will be back to about like normal, or whatever the new normal is going to be. And we'll have 6,000 to 7,000 people in there, 8. I'd love to get back to like we were. So far, everything Game and Fish has been having, we've had great crowds at. And I feel like this is probably going to be about the same, especially come spring. So the reporting and the training, stuff like that, I wanted to cover a little bit of that. Most of y'all got that are here, especially you got all of my reports, because they're coming back in. I've been getting emails. A lot of y'all I'd already got them from. It's just like I always do when I send back that welcome back letter. I always like to send it out just for the ones that might have missed it or anything. It wasn't nothing like the year before when we all just went home all of a sudden at spring break. This last year, everybody finished the year out. So I did actually get a lot of the reports in. But if you haven't, please send them in to me and Leah, because it helps us when I have to go in there and argue for the funding and stuff like that, so we can keep going every year. That way I can at least say, this is how many kids are doing it, and this is how often they're doing it. So that's it. The NASP reporting last year, they were not very strict about it, because they knew the same situation as y'all. Some of y'all taught, some of you didn't. I get that, because everybody had a different situation at their school. So if you didn't teach, that's fine. Send me back the report and say, didn't teach it last year. No big deal. Same thing with NASP. Get on there and say you didn't teach it. You're not going to have to take a refresher, nothing like that. It's just, we're trying to figure out who got to actually continue on and who didn't, because some schools went on just like normal. And I know some schools that it was suspended the whole year. They never got to shoot an arrow. So we're just sort of trying to get a count of everything. Like I said, it's not anything that, if you do feel like you need a little a refresher or anything, we have all of the NASP videos online on the YouTube, and you can go right back there and watch anything that will help you, sort of refresh your memory on it if it has been a year or two since you got to teach it. So with trainings this year, I've run trainings a lot longer, because we are trying to get some new schools going that, either they had fell off over the years, even pre-COVID. We've got some of those that have come back, but then also we've had several that, just here all of a sudden they decided they're adding new stuff because stuff is getting back to normal. And so we've been training. I do have one. Let's see, I've got one Friday at Mulberry. It's a hybrid training that you can jump online and do it if you need one real quick. and then come over there. We're going to do from 4 to 6. I'm doing them late in the evening because if you're not familiar with this hybrid training, what we can do now is we can do most of it online. And then you just have to meet with me for a couple hours. So if we're needing to get a training at one of your schools or something to get you some help, let me know, because if I can't do it, maybe we can get one of the REs, something like that out there. That we've got a lot more options with this hybrid option to train people. So I know I'm going to Wicks next Thursday. We're going to do one down there for Shelly. So we can do some stuff like that. If you're needing one, send me over. Now I'm getting pretty booked up here and we are getting close to about December. I'm going to have to shut off because I'm going to have to start getting tournament stuff around. But we got a little bit of time here. And like I said, I've got some help. I've got some people. I did a bait training this summer. That way I've got some more people that can help us. And again, and if you got questions, again, guys, just tap it in the chat there. Leah, I know she's working on answering stuff. I've been sort of trying to watch them there. It's hard for me to watch and read at the same time. Y'all seen how much trouble I had turning on the microphone. So the next thing is, it come out today too. They did an academic archer, and I'll do an email out to y'all too with it as well. Please, guys, go in there and sign your kids up for the academic archer if you have a second, or have them even do it. I don't care. But that way we can get these kids recognized that they shoot archery, but also they do a good job in the classroom, and they're good citizens, and they're good members of society. We want to reward those kids. Plus too, there's some opportunities for some free equipment, bows, arrows, stuff like that. So by all means, it's free. Go in there and to the ANASP website, academic archer. You can sign up your kids. There's no limit on them. Sign as many up as you can or you won't. Last year, actually, I was proud of Arkansas. We were leading for about the first 3 months of it. Per capita, we had the most kids enrolled in the academic archer program. We was beating Texas and states like that. So I'd like to really stick with it this year, maybe make it further than the 3 months. So like I said, next year too, the last thing we're reporting in the training, the next year, hopefully we're going to have everybody in Little Rock, Central Arkansas somewhere. I'm already looking at venues for a coaches meeting, have you down, have some good professional development. Like I said, and guys, if y'all got some ideas of stuff y'all would like to see in that professional development next year, by all means, email me, because I'm constantly looking for stuff. And if you got something that you want to know about, let me know about it. Again, have you up here, hopefully feed you some lunch, and we'll have a real coaches meeting and be able to do a lot better stuff. But invitationals, I'm starting to get a lot of people are asking me about invitationals. They're, wanting to do some fundraising because a lot of, like we talked about, schools that didn't get to do anything last year. Maybe their equipment's set dormant, so they're needing to do some new strings, get some stuff updated, fixed, stuff like that. I've got some equipment left, guys. Of course, I did not buy everything last year because with the way the whole year progressed, we could see that they weren't going to let me pack a building with 8,000 or 9,000 people. There was no way. So I didn't get to buy near as many as I would in the past, but I've still got a couple hundred targets on hand and a couple, I probably got 1,500 arrows. So I've got enough stuff for us to do for a while. But again, it's been sitting there over the whole year. So if we shoot the arrows and the fletchings fall off, you don't get too mad at me now, because I warned you, they may do it, but hopefully they won't. I've been using them, so I think they'll stay together. But I do still have invitational equipment, same way as we always done it before. You just go on the website there. There's the tournament equipment request form. Just grab it up, fill it out, email it back to me. Guys, if I can bring it to you, I will, but a lot of times it's hard for me to get around. Again, it is just me and Leah, and most of the time she's taking care of the office stuff and I'm in the field. So we'll try to bring it to you, but a lot of times we just can't. It's in Jacksonville, and I always try to do my best to meet somebody that way they can come and pick it up. The one thing is we need you'll need an enclosed trailer, because the targets do not do very good on an open trailer. When you run down the road in the wind, they sort of get a little bit shook around, and the trailers I have are huge, and they're really sort of hard to try for somebody to pull that's not used to pulling a trailer or has a pretty good sized truck. So, but we do have that equipment and do for your fundraisers. If you want me to post it on our website, I'm more than happy to do it. Again, like always, just send me a little flyer that tells me the specifics of who, what, when, where, why, how, and I'll be happy to put it up, link it to you, or however that you want them to register. And guys, it's a good fundraiser. Like I said, we loan you all the stuff, and a lot of schools find that they can make a lot more money on a Friday night setting it up, Saturday shooting and tearing it down Saturday night than they can selling candy bars. So that's the whole goal. I don't want y'all to have to peddle candy bars. There is a new app out too that at the ANASP Coordinators Conference that I went to this past summer. It's really neat, and it allows you to do scoring off of your phone. And you go to the ANASP app and download it. And I'm going to pay for it for one school, just so we can try it, because I'm looking at it for regionals this year instead of us having those scantrons. Because if y'all remember the last time we got to do regionals, we had 2 regions that we had a lot of trouble with the scantrons. And so I would like to get away from them if I can. And I know everybody's got a smartphone. So the way the app works is they give you a code, we put it in, and then you just stand right in front of the kid's target, score them on the arrows, and it takes a picture of it. So it's archived. That way, if there's a question about it, we can always go back and look, and it runs all that for it. Now, the one thing with it is you do have to have Wi-Fi in your building right there. That way it can work because it's web-based. So if somebody is going to have an invitational tournament this year and they have that, they can meet the requirements, talk to me, email me and let me know, because I would be willing to pay for the bill at ANASP just so we can test it on you. You know, that way we can see, because I would much rather test it at one spot and us find out if it's going to work good, and then we could scale it out, versus I'm not going to try it on 10 or 12 of them right off the bat, because it would just, it'd kill me. So this way we'll do it like this. But yeah, if you're one of them, because I know that like Bryant just sent me something that they were, thinking about it, Benton, different ones that, you're going to host a big one. Wicks, usually y'all do one over there somewhere in Costa Top. Let me know. I'd be happy if you have Wi-Fi in your gym to pay for that one, like I said, and we'll just sort of see it. And then we'll let everybody know how it worked, so that the other ones can do it too, if it works good. But it was a pretty neat little app, and I was sort of impressed by it. So has Leah, I'm looking here in the chat box, I'm not seeing any more chats or any questions. If you need one to an invitation or application to host a invitation or a regional, just email me and let me know, because a lot of times I don't just put them out on the web, because I want to sort of visit with the school. Because if you're one that's already hosted, I just send you the form. If you're one that's never hosted, I want to sort of visit with you a little bit of it, so you know what you're getting into, so it ain't a surprise, because it's a big undertaking. But again, it can be very rewarding, because one, you get a lot of kids to come to your school that, like a typical basketball tournament might be 100 kids, where we're going to run 400 or 500 kids through there and their parents through your gym. So a lot of people get to see your facility, and a lot of times that's a good thing. So if you're interested in it, by all means, reach out to me and Leah and let us know, and we'll get you that application over. We're shooting to get them back here in the next little bit, and immediately after Thanksgiving, we'll have the locations. I have the old map for regionals posted right now, just to sort of give us an idea, because we try to stay with that same framework if we can, because it's a pretty good divide. But it will change a little bit, I'm sure, especially like I said, if some of these new schools that we've added here in the past 3 or 4 weeks come on and really start playing, we'll have to move a few counties around just to balance everything. So guys, I'm looking here. I'm not seeing any questions in the deal. So if nobody has any questions, that's pretty much all I had, really. And like I said, I know that so many of y'all have stuff y'all got to get on to, with it being a Wednesday night and everything like that. So I will not hold you up. By all means, if you have any questions, email me or Leah. That's what we're here for, to help. And y'all are doing a great job. Keep your heads up. Hopefully we're about out of this. All right, guys. All right, I got one new message here. Let me make sure. Any questions? All right, it's not, guys. So I'm gonna get off here. Y'all have a good night, and I look forward to seeing all y'all in person here in the regional tournaments coming up. Good night.